Browns fans, welcome into our playoff edition of Browns Live, powered by FirstEnergy. Over the next half hour, we're going to get you ready for the Browns and the Steelers, the main event of Super Wild Card Weekend. We're going to hear from Browns, the heart of the Browns, Jarvis Landry. He is mic'd up. Joe Thomas joins us from Florida to go inside the film room and look at the key plays that propelled the Browns to the playoffs in that Week 17 win over the Steelers. Acting head coach Mike Priefer will join us to preview that game as well. But now we kick things off with the Browns' chief strategy officer, Paul DePodesta. And Paul, here we are, 11-5 in the playoffs. Congratulations to you and all those who have worked so hard to get the Browns to this point.
Yeah, thanks so much. I mean, it's a great accomplishment. So happy for all of our guys. I mean, what they've done to put themselves in this position is pretty remarkable. You know, especially happy for a lot of these players who've taken a long road to get here, you know, so super happy for them that they get a chance to, you know, feel this accomplishment and hopefully keep this going a little longer.
And you mentioned that resiliency, and I think that there's one stat that really encapsulates that. That's the fact that the Browns are one of 4 teams in the NFL that did not lose consecutive games at any point this year. The Browns, the Chiefs, who are the number 1 seed in the AFC, the Packers, the number 1 seed in the NFC, as well as the Indianapolis Colts. And that resiliency will be on display again this Sunday night. But what does that say to you about this team? That you listed all those things you just listed, and yet here we still are.
No, I think just great character, you know, great character, both from our coaches and our players. Look, I think there's a deep-seated belief that we're good enough, that we deserve to be here. Those guys have put in the work. They've ultimately been successful, you know, enough on Sunday or occasionally on Monday or Thursday. And they've gotten themselves here. They've earned this opportunity, you know, so I think they have, you know, complete belief in themselves. I think Kevin's done a great job of, you know, instilling belief in everybody. I think everybody at the end of the day believes in each other, you know, and I think they know that the next guy can step up. And there's a lot of faith of it, in everybody in our locker room, you know, whether it's, you know, other coaches or other players. You know, I think we feel like, hey, we can go out and compete with anybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of belief clearly in that locker room, which was a jubilant scene following that playoff clinching win over the Steelers. But I think there's also a lot of belief in the process, and that's a process implemented by people. And I know you are committed to your process, and you say, look, sometimes you don't get the outcomes, but if the process is right, that's what you stick with, and over time you'll get there. And that's happened with this organization from your time getting here till now. And I think for the players, it's that process that Kevin Stefanski has implemented on a week-to-week basis, that everything is the same. We can handle whatever comes our way. And for most teams, losing a head coach could be potentially catastrophic. But for the Browns, Mike Priefer has been immersed in this process, and he is ready now to kind of carry that forward for Kevin Stefanski on Sunday.
No, I think that's absolutely true. And, you know, you talk about the fact that we didn't lose 2 games in a row at any point this year. I think that probably has to do a lot with the process that Kevin had instilled, you know, the weekly process. Look, I think our guys did as good a job as anyone when it came to learning from each and every game, you know, success or failure. You know, we always tried to learn as much as we could from it and get better and move on. And I think we've done that, you know, each and every week. And, you know, this is another opportunity to do that. We just played these guys on Sunday. We learned some things, and hopefully I think we'll be better for it. And, you know, everything has been a collaborative effort, you know, with this team, you know, all year long. So again, I think that we have total confidence in Mike Priefer, you know, is stepping in as the head coach. We have total confidence in Alex Van Pelt stepping in as the offensive coordinator. We have confidence, you know, we had confidence last week in Robert Jackson stepping in and playing corner, or Jacob Phillips stepping in and playing middle linebacker and calling an entire game, despite the fact that he had only had, you know, about 100 snaps the entire year leading up to that. And I think all those things are actually products of just a really sound process, you know, throughout the season that Kevin instilled.
Well, I can tell you that the fans of Cleveland certainly have enjoyed the fruits of that commitment to the process. And I know we in the organization are very lucky. We get to hear from you on a semi-regular basis, but the fans of the Browns do not. So this is a great opportunity. If you have something you want to say to the fans and the supporters, who I think are the best in the NFL, of this team, who have finally kind of gotten to feel that success they've been craving for so long.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think all along we knew that everyone in the organization, they always want to win. Players want to win, coaches want to win, front office wants to win. But I think given the circumstances here, I think everybody not only wanted to win for themselves, they wanted to win for this organization, for the fans, in Northeastern Ohio. I mean, it's been so long. They've stuck with us. It's been a long road. Like I said at the beginning, some of these players have endured that long road, and the fans have endured it the longest, right? And so to be able to deliver for them, look, there's nothing better. And like I said, we want to keep delivering. We're not done. It's been a great year to this point, but we certainly want to keep it going.
The water has become ice, but there is more freezing to go, and hopefully that continues with a win on Sunday over the Steelers. Paul, thank you so much for the time, and best of luck on Sunday.
Thanks so much, guys. Happy to be here.
All right, when we come back on this playoff edition of Browns Live, powered by FirstEnergy, Jarvis Landry is mic'd up. You do not want to miss what he has to say.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
For as long as I can remember, I've watched the sunrise and I've watched the sunset, fueling my drive, feeding the fire within. Embrace it, harness it.
It's time to let the sun fuel your life. It's time to own your power.
Get your ice cold Bud Light. Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you may not be able to come to the game this season, our proud partners at Bud Light can always bring a piece of the game to you. Ice cold Bud Light.
I'll take one.
Oh, right here. Bud Light. Ice cold Bud Light.
Time to start it up, America. You've got a lot of joy to make. So we're kicking off the Ford Built for the Holidays sales event because you've got turkeys to fry and thanks to give. It's our thing. To help you do it right, we're giving you 90 days payment deferment and $1,000 trade assist cash on the built Ford Tough F-150 and Ford Ranger. That's on top of what your eligible trade is worth. That'll make a lot of joy this holiday. Ford, built for the holidays.
The world has changed, but some facts remain. Every 40 seconds, someone has a heart attack. And every hour, over 700 people suffer a broken bone. While those numbers haven't changed, there are fewer people seeking the treatment they need. If you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get the care you need at university hospitals. Protecting your health with science and compassion. That's UH Safe.
Welcome back to the playoff edition of Browns Live, powered by FirstEnergy. Nathan Zegura now with an opportunity to talk about one of my favorite Cleveland Browns. I believe Jarvis Landry embodies everything you want in a Cleveland Brown. He is smart, he is tough, he is accountable, and I think he is the heart and soul of this team. And not only that, he is a darn good football player, a 5-time Pro Bowler, and this year he led your team not only in receptions, but receiving yards, and also did something in a Browns uniform that had not been done since 1989. That's right, Jarvis becoming the first player since Eric Metcalf to throw a touchdown, to run for a touchdown, and to catch a touchdown in the same season. And we had the good fortune of having Jarvis mic'd up for the Browns' playoff clinching win over the Steelers, presented by Ruoff Mortgage.
Welcome to the final game of the regular season. It's the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers, with so much on the table today for the Cleveland Browns.
Another blessing. Another blessing. Another blessing. You know what it takes. Let's get it. Hey, set the tone, no big plays. Go. Set the tone. Set the tone, no big plays. Set the tone.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield holding signals, takes the snap, gives it, Chubb runs, dips his shoulders, he's to the 40, 35, he's to the 30, cut back 25, he's to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Let's go!
Nick Chubb! He's over 1,000, and the Browns lead 6-0!
Let's go! Yes, sir! Yeah! 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 You know what it takes!
Back to pass. He's up in the pocket. He looks, he fires, and a great catch by Landry inside the 15-yard line. Down to the 14-yard line, a one-handed snag. Takes the shotgun snap, blitz coming. He throws to the middle. Landry caught it. He slipped, but got away. 35, 40, and they tomahawk chop him down over the 40-yard line. And on 1st down, a long count at the line. He wants motion, and he gets it. And they give the ball to Landry, and he dives left side. Touchdown! Jarvis Landry takes it in. He came in motion, right to left. Mayfield gave it to him, and Landry got hit at about the half-yard line and curled in.
Little jet sweep.
I ain't running from none of that. Oh, my mama.
They're in victory formation, and Baker Mayfield takes a knee, and the clock will wind down.
Let's go!
The Browns will get their 11th win of the year. They'll go to 11-5, and they're going to the playoffs.
You got to love Jarvis Landry. I mean, you have got to love Jarvis Landry. Trading for him, one of the best moves the Browns ever made. Now, the Browns are going to need Jarvis and this passing game to be good against the Steelers. The Steelers are a team that can put up points, and while the Browns will want to control the game on the ground with Nick Chubb, who was dominant in his own right, after all, the Browns are undefeated this year when Nick Chubb carries the ball 20 times in a game. They're going to need to make some big pass plays, and to do that, the line up front is going to need to be stout. It's going to need to protect Baker Mayfield. In the 2 games against the Steelers this year, when Baker was not under pressure, he's completed 61% of his passes for 286 yards and 2 touchdowns with a quarterback rating of 94. When under pressure, just 55% completions, only 29 yards total in 2 games combined, and 1 interception. Keeping Baker clean will allow Jarvis and the other receivers, Hollywood, Higgins, etc., to get open and make plays for Baker Mayfield and this offense against a defense that has been the toughest to throw the football against all season long. When we come back, Joe Thomas, that's right, the Browns legend, joins us from sunny Florida as we go inside the film room to break down 2 of the big key plays in the Browns' playoff clinching win over the Steelers. That's next on Browns Live, powered by FirstEnergy.
Time to make your disappointing breakfast your X-Fist, because Wendy's has your new breakfast love. With a fresh cracked egg on every sandwich and crispy oven-baked bacon, you'll be telling everybody about the new breakfast you're seeing at Wendy's. Hurry in for the breakfast of your dreams today.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you may not be able to come to the game this season, our proud partners at Bud Light can always bring a piece of the game to you. Ice cold Bud Light.
I'll take one.
Oh, right here. Bud Light. Ice cold Bud Light. In 2013, we turned the lights on to FirstEnergy Stadium. Together, we've seen good energy come from powerful runs.
Touchdown, Nick Chubb! He's done it again!
Witnessed electrifying sacks.
Miles Garrett got him!
But the best energy comes from Cleveland Browns fans who truly light up our communities. From our home to your home, no matter where you watch the game, we'll be there bringing good energy to power the best fans in Northeast Ohio.
Our students don't just read books or write papers. They forge new paths and new ideas. At LECOM, we build medical professionals who excel. We create the foundation of a better world. We seek new ways to aid others. We lead the next generation. We guide the future of medicine. At LECOM, we make doctors.
The door to a car you've been saving for. The door to a personal loan that feels genuinely personal. The door to a bedroom for each of your teenagers. The door to a new employee who's also your neighbor. And the door to a happy and full life for you and everyone you know. This year, KeyBank has already opened over 170,000 doors, helping people get from where they were to where they wanted to be. KeyBank opens doors.
Time to make your disappointing breakfast your X-Fist. Because Wendy's has your new breakfast love. With a fresh cracked egg on every sandwich and crispy oven-baked bacon, you'll be telling everybody about the new breakfast you're seeing at Wendy's. Hurry in for the breakfast of your dreams today.
Welcome back into the playoff edition of Browns Live, powered by FirstEnergy. Nathan Zegura, very happy now to be joined by Joe Thomas, coming in from sunny South Florida. And Joe, we're going to go right into the film room and take a look at this week's play breakdown presented by Microsoft Surface. And what better way to start than the way the Browns started the game, with Nick Chubb running for 47 yards to pay dirt against the Steelers to set the tone.
Yeah, just like Nick Chubb has done so many times throughout this season, he's provided that spark for the Browns offense with just a basic outside zone. Here we look at the Browns. They're in just a basic 2 tight end set. Jarvis Landry is that backside tight end. Nick Chubb is going to start to his right, and he's not even going to have to chop his feet, and he's going to run right through a huge hole that's created by the right side of the Browns offensive line. Austin Hooper does a great job kicking out number 21 from the Steelers, who gets upfield and creates a lot of horizontal and vertical space that makes that hole really big, as Jack Conklin is able to hook and reach his defensive end, put his numbers to the sideline. That leaves only one man in there in the hole to make the play on Nick Chubb. And when you're number 20, Cameron Sutton from the Steelers, you're going to look for green grass that does not have Nick Chubb stomping those big, strong feet through, and Wyatt Teller getting up to the second level, getting his head and his shoulders in proper placement to be able to drive his linebacker down the field, allowing Nick Chubb all the space he needs down the sideline to run deep and into the end zone.
And you love to see the receivers. They talk about blocking down the field, Donovan Peoples-Jones in the end zone there. But how about Nick Chubb's ability to just kind of change direction, keep his speed? And then he told Minkah Fitzpatrick, thanks, but no thanks. All right, on now to our next play. That was a huge touchdown. This, though, arguably the play of the game. Maserati, 3rd and 2. You need 2 yards. What do? How about a quarterback sweep with Kareem Hunt as your lead blocker, Joe?
Yeah, this play was just an amazing call by Kevin Stefanski, because when you run the football with the quarterback, you actually are able to get enough blockers to block just about everybody on the defense. You don't lose a blocker when the quarterback pitches the football. And what you do here in this instance is you put Kareem Hunt, who has proven to be one of the best blockers in the backfield for the Cleveland Browns, as your lead blocker. He does a fantastic job. I couldn't have done a better job myself, driving the Steelers defender deep down the field, giving Baker Mayfield plenty of space to be able to get outside and get into that green grass and get down while he's still in bounds to keep the clock running, to ice the game for the Cleveland Browns.
And as we take a look at this from the end zone view, you're going to see a wide receiver come in motion from the right side to the left, and he moves number 51 one gap inside. And that's the guy that Kareem Hunt is going to ultimately get the block on. So he's now a step late to where he would have been otherwise, and Kareem's able to get that block, Joe.
Yeah, this is an old school quarterback toss crack. And the most important block is that first block by Austin Hooper, getting that down block, being able to seal the defensive end inside, giving the tackle an opportunity to get out and kick out that cornerback. And then once you have that alley that's been created by the down block and the kick out, then it's all up to Kareem Hunt. And like you just said, Nathan, bringing that motion with the receiver in allows Kareem Hunt to get into a position where he can leverage that linebacker number 51, where he can get his hat to the outside to threaten 51, because 51 has to run to the sideline to try to contain the rusher, to turn the rush back inside to where all the defense is. And because Kareem Hunt is so fast and so physical as he's running downhill to get this block, he's able to create that space. 51 has to give ground to be able to try to get outside, to turn back the runner into his defense inside, and that gives Baker Mayfield plenty of space to get up and into the alley and all the time and space that he needs to get that first down.
That's right. First down, Browns. And how about the wherewithal, the savvy, the intellect of our quarterback to not only get the first down, but to slide inbounds, keep the clock running. So all it took was one snap in the victory formation for the Browns to punch their ticket to the playoffs. When we come back on a playoff edition of Browns Live, powered by FirstEnergy, I sit down with acting head coach Mike Priefer next.
The door to a car you've been saving for. The door to a personal loan that feels genuinely personal. The door to a bedroom for each of your teenagers. The door to a new employee who's also your neighbor. And the door to a happy and full life for you and everyone you know. This year, KeyBank has already opened over 170,000 doors, helping people get from where they were to where they wanted to be. KeyBank opens doors.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you may not be able to come to the game this season, our proud partners at Bud Light can always bring a piece of the game to you. Ice cold Bud Light.
I'll take one.
Oh, right here. Bud Light, ice cold Bud Light. In 2013, we turned the lights on to FirstEnergy Stadium. Together, we've seen good energy come from powerful runs.
Touchdown, Nick Chubb! He's done it again!
Witnessed electrifying sacks.
Miles Garrett got him!
But the best energy comes from Cleveland Browns fans, who truly light up our communities. From our home to your home, no matter where you watch the game, we'll be there bringing good energy to power the best fans in Northeast Ohio.
The world has changed, but some facts remain. Every 40 seconds, someone has a heart attack, and every hour, over 700 people suffer a broken bone. While those numbers haven't changed, there are fewer people seeking the treatment they need. If you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get the care you need at university hospitals. Protecting your health with science and compassion. That's UH Safe.
Welcome back into the playoff edition of Browns Live, powered by FirstEnergy. Nathan Zegura now joined by the acting head coach and current special teams coordinator of your Cleveland Browns, Mike Priefer, for this week's game preview presented by Ruoff Mortgage. And coach, we know the task at hand. It's the Browns, it's the Steelers, it's win and go on. And now here we are, a crazy week, I'm sure, for you. When you think about this matchup, Browns and Steelers, what stands out to you the most?
Well, it's the NFL. I mean, it's one of the great rivalries in our league, and obviously, coming off that win on Sunday, and you'd have discussed what that locker room was like, and making the playoffs, beating the Steelers to get there, and how much it meant to our team and our organization, our city, and so here we go. Let's do it again.
Yeah, when we talked earlier this week, you told me that Kevin Stefanski came on, basically said, "Look, I'm out. Mike Priefer is going to be the acting head coach," and everybody just went about their business as usual. It's just kind of that matter of fact. And for this football team to have that singular focus, I think that actually is a pretty telling thing about how locked in these guys are, despite kind of the chaos going on around them.
The great thing that we've done from the beginning, and starts with Kevin, obviously, is the contingency plans, the process, the things that we followed throughout all the adversity that we've weathered this year. And I think it's really helped our guys stay focused. And there's no panic. Guys just go about their business and do their job. And every day might be a new day, but there's the same process involved. And no matter what comes our way, our guys have responded really well.
And you talked about just how excited the locker room was after clinching the playoffs, but how quickly that excitement turned to, we're not satisfied. There is still more work to do. And you even heard that from Joel Bitonio in that post-game speech, and who unfortunately will not be able to play this week. But how have the guys kind of regained their focus to get ready and play a massive game against an opponent that they know so well?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that during the week they're approaching it like it's any other game. And I think that's what you need to do. I think the excitement for Sunday night, that'll get there, and we'll build there. We just obviously don't want to get too excited too soon, but I think our guys know. I know our guys know what's in front of them and how good this football team is in Pittsburgh, and how well they play at home, especially. And we're cut out for us. It's a big ball game for us, and our guys are going to trust in the process, trust in the game plan, and we got to go to work.
Is it helpful at all that you are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers? It'll be the third time you've played them this year. They're a division foe, somebody that you know well, given that, practice has not gone the way that it was expected to go or would have gone without the COVID situations this week or last week, quite frankly, as opposed to maybe going and playing a team that wasn't on your schedule this season that you're trying to prepare for the first time.
I think the knowledge of the team and who we're going up against, I think that helps tremendously in that the preparation part. But we also know that how good they are, and obviously any team in the tournament at this time of year is going to be very, very good. And at the end of the day, it's still the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we got to go on the road. And we plan on going out there and giving our best effort. And I'm going to do my small part in helping that process go. And I think you and I've talked about before. It's not about me. It's about the Browns. It's about I feel terrible for Kevin. I feel terrible for Joel, for the other coaches and players that can't be there. And we want to go win the game for them, so they have an opportunity to play a week from now.
Which is what everybody wants to see happen. And it comes to in-game, I know you are by nature an aggressive guy. Does that kind of help make this transition? Because Coach Stefanski clearly has been aggressive on game days.
Yeah, I will follow his lead. He's laid the foundation situationally that we talk about football, situational football all the time, the critical situations, the normal in-game situations. I've watched how he's handled situations throughout the whole year. Ryan Cordell and Dave Giuliani are guys that'll help me tremendously on game day with the information that they provide for me, and then help me make the best decision possible for our football team.
And I know you've said all along, it's not your team, it's the team, right? It's not about you, it's about the team and everything, the foundation that Kevin Stefanski has laid out. But, you're going to be the guy acting as the head coach. And you said you've done it before. Is there anything that you learned in that experience that you look to carry to this experience on Sunday night?
Absolutely. The things that I learned, and I told this to many people after that experience back in 2016, is that you have to have good people around you. You got to have good coaches and players you can trust. We have that here, 100%. Alex is going to do a great job, running the offense, and I know he's heavily involved on the normal game day anyway, so that's not going to be much of a change for him at all. Joe's going to keep doing a great job with our defense, coaches and players stepping up. So next man up situation with some of the coaches, some of the players, and so I think we're in very, very good hands, and I just got to go out and do the best I can and pretend I'm Kevin for a day.
Absolutely. Maybe grow a nice little beard in there just for Sunday night, a very well-groomed beard.
He's a lot younger than me. He's a lot younger, and he's got that youthful experience, a youthful look about him. But hopefully my age and experience will help us on Sunday night.
That's right. Like a fine wine, you get better with age, Coach. And now, one thing special teams coordinators often talk about is that sometimes you have these great plans and plays all lined up, maybe a little trickeration, but it's got to go through the head coach. Well, on Sunday Night Football, the buck stops with you.
Well, those decisions will be made prior to the game, obviously. Whether or not we'll be able to use those type of plays that I think would work on a Sunday night game.
Coach, we appreciate the time so much. I think we all feel very fortunate that we have you here to be able to step into this role under these obviously very difficult circumstances. So thank you so much for the time today, and best of luck on Sunday night as you lead our Cleveland Browns into that playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I appreciate the opportunity, Nathan. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much. That's the head coach of your Cleveland Browns, Mike Priefer. All right. This Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Browns fans, get ready. A special 90-minute playoff bonus-sized edition of Browns Countdown comes to you on News 5. That's right. 10:30 all the way to noon, getting you ready for the Browns and Steelers as the main event of Super Wild Card Weekend. For our great production team, for Joe Thomas, for Mike Priefer, for All D Podestin, I am Nathan Zegura saying thank you so much for watching another edition of Browns Live, powered by FirstEnergy, and let's go Browns.